Hi, this is Vic. Let's work with an OpenBOM bomb and Onshape drawings. So I'm going to just show you a few examples here on how this works. I've got here a bill of materials, an OpenBOM bill of materials that I've already generated from an Onshape assembly. And I'm going to just show you here for a moment that I've already configured the properties that I'd like to appear in the OpenBOM bill of materials. And I would have chosen or could have chosen many other properties, Onshape properties, etc. I've added MPN, which is a custom property I've gone ahead and added. And I also want to point out that if I'd like to change a name of a property, I can do that easily enough within OpenBOM. For example, balloon number, I'd like to change it to item number. And that is primarily because in my drawing, item number is something that the people I'm going to be sharing this eventually with will understand. And I just want to show how easy it is to change the property names using OpenBOM. Another thing I'm going to show you is I can go ahead and customize this any way I want, this bill of material. In this case, the MPN, I'm going to go ahead and sort it just to show you that it can be sorted. And more importantly, once I've sorted it, in this case in ascending order, I'm going to go now and create the item numbers, formerly known as balloon numbers, in OpenBOM. And that's going to be fairly easy. Now that I've got the right order, or the order that I desire, I can go ahead and add the item numbers automatically to this. I'm going to go ahead and just center those so that it's just a little easier to see there. And now that they're centered, and now that I am happy with the way this bill of material looks like, I'm going to show you one more thing. I'd like to go ahead and configure the properties I'd like to appear in the drawing. So I'll click the drawing tab here in the template. And these are the properties that I'd like to show. I've check-marked them already previously, and I could check and uncheck the desired ones. But these are the properties I want to appear in the drawing. And I'll go ahead and save my changes once I'm happy with what I want. These are exactly the ones I want, and I've already previously changed them. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to transition to the drawing. Now I've already gone and added the view that I'd like to have for this particular assembly. This is the one that I've created the bill of materials from. And I'm going to go ahead and choose the bill of materials I'd like to add. Normally what I do is I name the, or rename, if you will, the assemblies, the bill of materials of these assemblies to something meaningful to me so I can keep track of them easily. And now I'm adding the bill of materials, and you'll note that indeed all the properties and their values have been brought in from OpenBOM. And that's an important component. You'll see that now I have item number, where balloon number would have appeared. And here is the view that I've created. Now what I'm going to show you is it's always good to check and compare and make sure that the view you have is associated with the property table, or rather the table that you have in your drawing. In this case, of course, I have pump assembly 2. So that's just an important thing to make sure that the table you have reflects the view you have in your drawing. So having done that, now I've got my item numbers, I've got my MPN, so I've got all the properties and their values that I'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and create the balloons for this, the callouts, now as they're known, in Onshape. And I'm going to go ahead and pick from the table. So I got to make sure I'm picking, for example, the item number, which is no longer the default Onshape balloon number. I changed the name. And I'm going to add the quantity, and I'm also going to add the MPN, which is the other property I brought in to the bill of materials and I'd like to appear. And I'm going to go ahead now and add those balloons, and you see that that's being automatically assigned the right item number as I just go ahead and choose some of the components in the drawing kind of randomly, just to show you how this works. And once I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and click OK, I'm happy. with that. So now I've brought in, and this is the important thing, I've brought in to the callouts the properties that are in the table that represent the view that in fact I'd like to have. So once I've gone ahead and do that, the last thing I want to show you is that I can go ahead and make changes in the bill of materials, and those will eventually be brought back to the table. So I'm just going to go ahead, just for the sake of this example, I'm going to just change something in the MPN value properties that I've created already. And I'm going to go ahead also and sort, or rather resort this particular, the order of the MPNs, for whatever reason. The important thing I want to show you here is that now the item numbers, of course, have been sorted along with that, but if I'd like to go ahead and keep the numeric value from, in ascending order, I can go ahead and do that easily enough. And there they are. And now you'll note that I can go ahead and update the Onshape properties because I want to make sure that this has been captured in the drawing itself. And once that happens, I can go back to the drawing, and if the world is a good place, all the necessary updates will happen. So let's just go back to the drawing, and I'm going to go ahead here, and once the drawing has been loaded, I'm now going to click the little yellow refresh. So I want you just to note that this is the before I refresh. Now that I've refreshed, and voila, now it represents the changes I made in the bill of materials. So this is how easy it is and how helpful OpenBOM can be to help you manage the names, the order, and of course the values that you place in your bill of materials and in your drawings. If you'd like to learn more, www.openbom.com. Thank you very much.